How are you doing? I'm Sean, and this is the first time for me to make this kind of video. Essentially, this is like those reaction videos. I just want to give my feedback and response to YouTube's new update. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to edit this video, so without further ado, let's get this started. Is this recorded? Okay.
We got a lot of questions on the Made for Kids video. Isn't this what the YouTube Kids app is for? How does this impact gaming videos? What if children watch my video, but it's not meant to target kids? Hi, I'm Lauren, the head of family partnerships at YouTube. I'm here to answer your latest questions about our new audience setting on YouTube and the steps we're taking to ensure compliance with COPPA, the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. First though, since our last upload, the FTC released new guidance to help YouTube creators decide if their content is made for kids or not. We think it gives helpful information that addresses some of your questions. I'll cover that FTC update later, but you can also find the link to their full blog post in the description below. We know many of you have participated in the FTC's public comment period for COPPA, and we've submitted our comment as well. One of the requests we make in our comment is for the FTC to provide more clarity on when content is made for kids and when it is not. We'll continue to engage on this topic with the FTC and other lawmakers. Okay, so let's dive into some of the top questions we've been hearing from you. If you want to skip around, we've put a list of the questions and their timestamps in the description of this video. First, why is YouTube doing this? The changes we've made are to address the recent settlement between the FTC and YouTube. These changes are to better protect kids and their privacy, and to comply with the law. YouTube is not and has never been for people under 13. We remove thousands of accounts per week when we discover they belong to someone under 13. But the FTC investigation raised the concern that given the increase in shared devices, kids may be watching kids' content on YouTube unsupervised. And we can't control how people and families decide to use YouTube together.
But isn't this supposed to be the parents' responsibility? My bad. Noise pollution. Isn't this supposed to be the parents' responsibility? It's like smoking and alcohol. If there are children doing those, then the liability is on the parents. Shouldn't this be the same as well? I know it would be really unlikely for this kind of law to be passed because it's a really tedious process, and I doubt that many countries would want to pay attention to this.
So we have to make these changes to distinguish what content is made for kids on YouTube, and then ensure we handle data for that content in a way that protects kids' privacy.
I hope I'm not missing something. Hopefully I don't sound retarded.
I make videos that are safe for everyone to watch. I even call them family friendly. Does that mean my videos are made for kids? No. Just because a video may be safe or appropriate for everyone to watch does not mean that the video is necessarily made for kids. What's important is who you're trying to reach with your videos. According to factors laid out by the FTC, if your video has actors, characters, activities, games, songs, stories, or other subject matter that is intended for a children's audience, it's likely made for kids.
I think we don't really have to worry about COPPA too much. It's more like YouTube's AI bot would more likely to fuck us up than the COPPA itself. It's ironic, okay? It's really ironic.
If not, it's unlikely that your content needs to be marked as made for kids. What if children watch my video, but it's not meant to target kids? According to the new guidance released by the FTC, your content isn't considered made for kids just because some children may see it. If your video is meant to target adults and children incidentally enjoy it, it's likely not made for kids. Is animated content considered made for kids? According to the FTC, just because your video has bright colors or animated characters does not mean your content is automatically made for kids. While many animated shows are directed to kids, the FTC recognizes there can be animated programming that appeals to everyone.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure that there are more animated series aiming towards children than adults? Have you been to Rule 34? I'm sorry.
and therefore would not need to be marked as made for kids. Does this impact Minecraft or gaming videos? What about family vloggers?
Context.
Remember, according to the FTC, your content isn't considered made for kids just because some children may see it. Although games like Minecraft might appeal to children, what's important is whether the content you've created itself is directed towards kids. Same for family vloggers. Some family vloggers make content for kids, while others target parents and adults.
I mean, there have been YouTubers who've been labeled as made for kids. By YouTubers, I meant their channels. And I think it's not done manually and by the YouTube AI bot itself. Like, I haven't catch up the news on that yet. Since their channels are, really, really specific, yet it's really vague to the AI bot to detect whether it's for kids or not for kids. It's just really terrifying, to be honest. Like, imagine if one day you make content for adults and then the AI just labels your channel as made for kids, and then you get fined. I mean, you won't get fined up to $42,000. If you haven't catch excuse me, if you haven't if you didn't know yet, fines are always based on your economic status. If you're a big YouTuber, then you're more likely to make more money and you're more likely to get a heavier fine. If you're a small YouTuber like me, then the fine be around could be around a couple hundred US dollars.
I understand why you wouldn't want kids to have personalized ads, but why do you have to get rid of other features like comments, end screens, and notifications? Similar to personalized ads, these features rely on user data. So for videos that are made for kids, these features as they stand today must be limited or turned off to comply with the law. We know this is a big change, but to help protect kids' privacy, we have to limit data collection and use on videos made for kids.
It's really ridiculous to me because we're not babysitters, and the thing is, this is something that should be labeled on people's account and not the content creators, the viewers and not the content creators. It's really backwards, and at the same time, if if they label their own accounts as underage, then that would still be marked as collecting children's data, and yeah, it's kind of like a paradox.
Isn't this what YouTube Kids is for? We recommend parents use the YouTube Kids app if they want kids under 13 to watch independently. But we can't control how families choose to use YouTube.
Then make the laws. Come on, you're a billionaire company. You have enough money to make that happen, right?
The FTC investigation raised the concern that kids may be watching kids' content on YouTube unsupervised. So these changes must be made outside of the Kids app, on YouTube, to ensure our data practices for all content made for kids are protecting kids' privacy. Is general audience content the same as mixed audience content? No, general audience content is content that is intended for an audience over 13. Remember, just because a video may be safe or appropriate for everyone to watch, does not mean that the video is necessarily made for kids, and would not need to be marked as made for kids on YouTube. Mixed audience content, on the other hand, is considered a type of made for kids content. This is content that has children as an audience, that might include characters, activities, games, toys, songs, stories, or other elements that children like.
Yeah, in case if you're wondering, the reason why they gave out such rare factors is rare. By rare I meant vague. They give out such vague factors because it can be flexible, but at the same time it also gives you the uncertainty. So it's complicated, and what really matters is the end result. If you're fine, if you're marked as made for kids, then GG.
Why didn't YouTube add a mixed audience setting option?
Because Susan wants the money. Because Susan wants to backstab us as creators. That's what. Oh man, like I can't like we can't tell if Susan is doing this on purpose or or has a clouded judgment. Either way, they're siding with the companies and not the creators.
In designing the audience setting feature, we decided to streamline the options for creators by creating a single made for kids category to avoid further confusion in an already unclear space. There are some complexities with the mixed audience category, and we're submitting public comments to the FTC to help us create a better solution for creators, including mixed audience creators. If you have content that is appropriate for both children and adults, what's important is who you're intending to target. If you have some videos that are intentionally targeting children, and some that are definitely not, you can set your audience at the individual video level in YouTube Studio. In our comment to the FTC, we advocate for creators throughout, communicating the potential. In our comment to the FTC, we advocate for creators throughout.
Oh yeah, by the way, I have the volume I have the volume really low, so it's kind of hard for me to listen. I apologize for the sudden decision.
Communicating the potential
Inconvenience meant.
impact that these changes will have on the community, and will continue to do so as we work towards a better solution. How does your system define content as made for kids? Our systems look for signals that indicate that a video is clearly made for kids, such as the presence of child actors, characters, activities, games, toys, songs, or stories that children like.
Not a good idea. Not a good idea, but it's really the only choice that you have for an AI bot. I can already tell that there'll be a lot of victims.
But remember, you know your audience best. So we've asked all creators to choose their audience setting. You could change or update your audience setting, even if it's been set by YouTube's machine learning systems.
I mean, I think this is just relief, like respite. Respite, however it's pronounced.
Respite.
Yeah, respite. I think it's just something like a respite because even if you change it afterwards, it's internally set. What I meant is like you set your channel or your video not made for kids, but the AI just doesn't care about that. It just doesn't work like that, I guess.
You can do this in the Videos tab of YouTube Studio. We'll only change your settings if we detect error or abuse. So if you haven't already, make sure to set your audience at the channel level or update your videos in YouTube Studio.
Or they won't change if they fail to comprehend us. That has happened to a lot of creators before, like Monkey Jones and some videos that got removed for the latest harassment policy update. It's really political. It's really political.
Does marking my video as not made for kids mean it's only suitable for adults? No, setting your audience as not made for kids does not mean that it's only suitable for audiences 18+. And it doesn't mean we're going to age restrict your content. You can find more info on age-restricted content in the Help Center article.
Yeah, I remember that I remember watching a Detroit Become Human gameplay, like a recap on all endings. That video was age restricted for some reason, based on company guidelines. Even though that the majority videos on YouTube about Detroit Become Human were not marked as were not age restricted. It's really strange.
Linked in the description. My content is made for kids. Does this mean I won't earn revenue anymore? If you create content made for kids, your videos may still be eligible to earn revenue from non-personalized ads. These ads are shown based on the context of the video rather than on user data. We're also working to make other monetization features COPPA compliant so that you can earn money outside of ads.
Yeah, I really apologize for the noise pollution.
Monetization features COPPA compliant so that you can earn money outside of ads. Do I have to mark my old videos as made for kids?
About the monetization part, a lot of people don't even earn much money from YouTube nowadays because YouTube takes 45% of our revenue, and that's quite a lot when you think about it. It's we're put in a situation where we have to rely on Patreons and pay patronage on Kickstarter or any other websites that we're able to receive money from.
Yes, all kids' videos need to be marked as made for kids. You can bulk update all existing videos at once and set a default for future uploads using the channel level audience setting in YouTube Studio. If you don't want to set your audience at the channel level, but you do want to set videos in bulk, go to the Video tab of YouTube Studio, select Videos, Edit, Audience. More details are in the Help Center article linked below. How do I get into the YouTube Kids app? While this isn't about the YouTube Kids app, we're happy to explain a little bit more about how to be included there. We have a Creating for Families guide that is designed to help creators develop programming that will resonate with family and kid audiences, and that may be eligible for the YouTube Kids app.
I wonder how excuse me. I wonder how it will actually work, because if your content is made for kids, it won't get recommended and such. It's like children nowadays, there are a lot of children, I'm sure that there are a lot of children out there who don't know the existence of YouTube Kids, or maybe they know, they just don't want to go there because because they're children, they may or may not listen.
You can find this guide in the description. There's no way to guarantee that your content will appear in YouTube Kids. We use a mix of automated filters, user feedback, and human review to determine if content is suitable for the app.
Now that I think about it, my content, well, most of my content could pop up in YouTube Kids because they're music and they don't really have any context to it. But if they do, if let's say a children does look up one of my arrangements, like where the anime came from, where the source is, what the source is, I mean, it would be really bad. It's like a don't judge a book by its cover thing, yet at the same time it's perplexing.
We hope this helped clarify some of the confusion we saw in the community around these changes. Again, if you haven't already, be sure to watch the initial video on this update, read the FTC blog with new guidance for creators, and review all the links in the description. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, I guess that's about it. Thank you for watching also. This Is this worrying me? Will this affect me? Probably not, because never meant to I've never thought about making contents for any age targets. I've never targeted any age before. Like when I first started YouTube, I only think about the content that I want to make, and it's only just that. I've never thought about targeting a specific audience. But now that this is brought up, I want to make my content for adults and not for kids. Like, yes, I have animated characters and they may attract some children, but that's just it. If you were to look into them, they're not made for kids. I'm sure that I've never made made a music arrangement of from a children anime. Yeah, I'm sure I've never done that before, but if I ever do, like let's say I make an arrangement of let's say I make a music arrangement of the anime Kemono Friends. They're made for children. Well, technically they're made for children, but they are still adults enjoying this. It's like those uh I don't know, Tom and Jerry, Scooby Dooby Doo, those kind of cartoons where everyone enjoys. Yeah, my channel is for a general audience, I guess, if that makes full sense. Anyways, oh, it's been 20 minutes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.